In this session, we will discuss about how to change activities screen design. In order to understand this concept, let me create a project in Android Studio. Now, let me create a new studio project by clicking this. Now, I have created next application as fifth application. Let me click next. Next, as of now, select empty activity, click next and click finish. Now let the Gradle finish its process. Now, since we are discussing about changing activities screen design, we know that designing will be done in XML file. So let me open XML file now. Now in this XML file, currently we are in the text perspective. Let me open design perspective to change the screen design. When you open design, it might take some time to reflect the design perspective. Wait for that. Now, if you observe this design, currently in my screen it is displaying hello world. Now I want to change this design screen. That means along with hello world, I want to add extra elements. Designing in Android is very easy because Android Studio will come with a predefined set of GUI toolkit. GUI means GUI, Graphical User Interface Toolkit, which you can observe here. This GUI toolkit comes with a lot of UI elements which you can observe here. For example, to display plain text, there is a plain text view. To display large text, there is a large text. Similarly, for designing buttons, there is a button view. Similarly, radio button is there, checkbox is there, and so on. Here, all these UI elements are considered as designing building blocks, which means in order to design your screen, these UI elements will act like building blocks. These UI elements can also be called as views. If you remember, VIEW, views. Do you remember the definition of view? View means, observe, it is a small rectangular box which sits on top of your screen. Okay, so at any point of time you can zoom in your screen or you can zoom out your screen with the help of this plus symbol and minus symbol. Now let us say just below this hello world, I wanted to put a button. As I told you already, designing in Android is very easy. Just you have to drag and drop UI elements from GUI toolkit. So since we want button, just select button with your mouse and drag and drop wherever you want to place. Just release there, automatically button will be displayed. Remember, once you change your screen design, you don't have to save this design because Android Studio will be automatically in auto save mode. And let us say just below this button, I want a checkbox. So what you have to do? Just select the checkbox and wherever you want to place, just release checkbox there. That's it. Now you have changed your screen design. Now same thing will be reflected in your output area, that is in Genymotion. Now let me start Genymotion to see this final output. You can also observe here, your application screen contains 3 views. View means rectangular boxes. When I select this, you can observe rectangular box. Similarly, one more rectangular box, one more view. So total you are having 3 views. Same thing is being reflected on the right hand side top corner. You can observe whatever I have selected, same thing is highlighted here with a light gray color box in the background, saying this is checkbox. If I click button, that is a button view. This one is a text view. As I told you already, there are different types of views are there: text view, button, checkbox, image view, and so on. In my ongoing sessions, I will be covering each and every UI element and each and every view with a lot of examples. Now let me start Genymotion by clicking this button. It is asking me to download latest Genymotion software, but I want to continue with existing software, so I will click continue. Now the background window, now you can close it. Now Genymotion has started. Now let me run the application. It is initializing ADB, that is communication channel between Studio and Genymotion. I want to run the application on Genymotion. Double click this. Wait for the Gradle to build the application. Now whatever the changes you have done, same changes will be reflected in the output area of Genymotion. Now it has finished building the application. Now we can observe output on Genymotion. So you can observe here there is a text view and there is a button which is clickable. When you click on this button, it will blink. Similarly, there is a checkbox which you can select. You can observe. Similarly, if you want to remove some UI element from your current design, removing is also very easy. Deleting is also very easy. Just select this and press delete button on your keyboard. That's it. It is automatically saved. Now you can run the application and cross check this output. First let me close this application on Genymotion. Now let me open Genymotion. The latest changes have been reflected on the Genymotion. So I hope you understood how to change screen design of your activity. I know that at this point of time you are very curious to drag and drop many UI elements onto your screen, and you just want to, and maybe you are very curious to design your screen. I strongly recommend to not drag and drop too many UI elements onto your screen, because without knowing a complete design guidelines, don't drag and drop too many elements on your screen. Probably your screen may get jumbled up and your screen may get corrupted. At the very initial stages, if you see the design is getting corrupted, then you may think that designing in Android application is very difficult. Then there is a chance that you may think that designing Android applications is very difficult. So that is not in fact true. Designing is very easy as long as you follow some set of design guidelines. As of now, refrain your curiosity to drag and drop too many UI elements onto your screen, as it may corrupt your screen design very easily. So just drag and drop 2 or 3 elements and run your application on Genymotion and cross check. In the ongoing sessions, we will discuss more about designing complicated screens. Now, just like every person will have some properties. For example, every person will have name, email address, mobile number. Similarly, if you are a citizen of United States of America, every person will have social security number. Similarly, if you are a citizen of India, probably you will be having Aadhaar card number. Just like a person will have lot of properties, similarly each and every rectangular box which is called as view, every view will have lot of properties. Now let us see 4 important properties of view. This is also a view, this is also a view. There are lot of common properties for every view. Out of all the properties, in this session I will be discussing more about 4 important properties of a view. In order to understand the properties of view, currently we are in the design perspective. I would go to text perspective. First let me select button and I will go to text perspective. As of now, you don't have to worry about what is this relative layout. Just scroll down. As you can observe, your screen contains one text view which is starting at this location and ending at this location. Each UI element will have a corresponding tag in XML code. This is starting tag and this is ending tag. Ending tag will always have backslash. Let me enable line numbers here. So your text view tag is starting at line number 12 and it is ending at line number 16. Similarly, on our screen design, we have a button also. This is the corresponding XML code of that button. This button XML code is starting at line number 18 and ending at line number 26. Now if you observe, text view has some properties within the angular brace. This is starting angular brace and this is ending angular brace. Similarly, even this button also has some set of properties within this angular braces. Now, out of all these properties, let me cover 4 important properties. That is, can you observe first 4 properties here? First one is Android colon layout underscore width, Android colon layout underscore height, Android colon text, Android colon ID. First, let me start from what is this ID property. Just like every person will have unique number, in case of USA, it is social security number. In case of India, it is Aadhaar card number. Based on Aadhaar card number only, every Indian citizen will be identified. Similarly, for every rectangular box or for every view, be it a button or be it a text view, every view will have unique identification name. That name is represented with the property ID. Here, the name of this button is, can you see on the right hand side of ID, double quotation @ +ID /button. This is the actual name of the button. If you want, you can change this also. For example, I can make this as button 1. Now, coming to the text property. Text property tells what is to be displayed on the rectangular box. Let me go to design. Let me go to button. On the button, what is getting displayed? New button is displayed. Now I will go to text. So whatever you have given in the text, same thing will be displayed to the user. When user runs the application on the user's phone, user will see what is being written in the double quotations. If you observe each and every property, the right hand side value is always in the double quotation. You are not supposed to remove these double quotations. Now let us say I want to change the display content from new button to welcome to Android. If you want to change the content, what is to be displayed on the button, just to go to text, just remove this, don't remove double quotation, whatever is there within the double quotation, remove that, and whatever you want to put, you can put it. Let us say I want to put welcome to Android. That's it. Now it is reflected. Go to design perspective. You can observe here. That is the second property. Now once you change the text, now when you run the application, automatically this output will be reflected on the Genymotion. I will show that output also. First let me finish other 2 properties. Next property is height, layout underscore height and layout underscore width. We know that button is a rectangular box because it is a view. Since it is a rectangular box, every rectangular box will have some width and some height. Width and height. Now this width property says how much width to be occupied on the screen. Similarly, height property says how much height to be occupied on the screen. For both width and height, they come with 2 different values. One value is wrap content, this is predefined keyword, and another value is match parent, match underscore parent. Let me show you what's the difference between wrap content and match parent. Remember carefully, this width property and height property comes with 2 different values, that is wrap content and match parent. Now observe this button carefully. The content is starting from here, that is welcome to Android. That content is ending here. So if you observe the width of this button, wrap content means how much ever the content is available, take only that much width. If I say now in place of wrap content for this button, if I make this width as match parent, making match parent is very simple. Just remove this and type M. Automatically Eclipse will help you with a small intelligence window. From this select match parent. As I told you, wrap content and match parent are predefined keywords. Now go to design and check how much width it is occupying. It is occupying your complete parent screen width. If this is your phone, this is the complete parent screen. So for this button, when you give width as match parent, it will occupy complete screen width. Similarly, if you observe the height of this button, it is occupying only content height. Your content is only this much, so height is also only this much. So what is the height of this button? Is it wrap content or match parent? It is only content height. So obviously you can observe here height is wrap content. Now if you make it as match parent, what will happen? If you make it as match parent, what will happen? Very simple. Your button height will occupy the complete parent height. Let me show that. I will type M. It will show intelligence window. Select from intelligence window with your mouse and go to design and observe. You can observe it is occupying complete parent screen height. Whatever is the space is remaining, it is occupying complete space as a height. I hope you understood. So I repeat 4 important properties. Layout width says how much width to be occupied for this button on the screen. Similarly, height says how much height to be occupied for this button on the screen. Similarly, text says what is to be displayed on this rectangular box. So when you run the application, this is what is visible to user. This will not be visible to user. This is only for the programmer. This is something like unique name for every view. Remember, if your screen contains 10-15 views, every view should have different name. For example, this text view name is text view. You cannot give this name to button. Let me show this. I will copy this. I will come here and I will paste here. Save it. Observe, automatically it is showing error because no 2 rectangular boxes or no 2 views should have same ID. It is like, is it possible that 2 persons can have same Aadhaar card number or same social security number? Not possible. So based on the same grounds, here also it is not possible to have same ID for 2 different views of the same screen. Now once I change the text, so your design will look like this. Now let me run this application on Genymotion. Here you can observe the output. Button is occupying complete width and button is occupying complete height of the screen. Now when you click, it will blink. What is displayed on the button? Welcome to Android. So this button height is not looking proper. Let me change to wrap content. I will go here, height I will make it as wrap. Automatically intelligence window will display wrap content. Select it and go and observe design. Okay. I hope you understood 4 important properties of view. Similarly, now let us say just below this button, I want to take a checkbox. Let me drag and drop checkbox. Now I want to see those 4 properties for this checkbox. How to see the properties? If you want to see the properties, currently you are in the design perspective. Just click on text perspective. Scroll down. You can observe checkbox. Though there are many properties, in this session I will be covering only first 4 properties. Width is wrap content because checkbox width is only whatever the content is there within the rectangular box. It is occupying only that much width. So similarly, what is the height of checkbox? Only wrap content. How much our content is there? Height is only that much. So height is also wrap content. So what is this text? Whatever you want to display on the checkbox, same thing is mentioned here. That is new checkbox. You can observe here. Now here I want to put mail. So what I have to do? I will put mail. Now I will check design. So it is reflected here. Now tell me, what is the name of this checkbox? Remember, don't get confused between text and ID. ID is the name of the checkbox. But what is text? Whatever you want to display on the rectangular box, that is text. This is visible to user. This is important for programmer. So whenever I ask from now onwards, what is the name of this checkbox, you should say the ID. So what is the name of this button? Name of this button is button 1. What is displayed on this button? That is welcome to Android. What is the name of this text view? Text view 1. Text view. Whenever I ask name of a view, you should not tell @ +id / because this is part of syntax. You are not supposed to remove this. That is Android rule. You observe, for every view id starts with @+id /. It says that this is the id of this rectangular box, that is button 1. As I told you already, you can change id of a view at any point of time. Let us say I want to change this checkbox id as checkbox 1. So it is saved. Now let me cover few important points related to properties of any view. First point is, if you observe each and every property, be it any property, each and every property is starting with Android : which says that these are all Android predefined properties. Next point is, every property is in its own line. If you want to write next property, you should go to next line and there is next property. Similarly, third property is in third line. Each property will be written in its own line. Last rule is, whatever the property you are going to write, you have to make sure that all the properties are lying within these two angular braces. Please never write any property outside this angular brace or before this angular brace. Here it will be error. Those are the 3 important rules you have to remember. Make sure that each and every property's value is always in the double quotation. Don't remove this double quotation. It is treated as error. Let me show this. Observe, error came automatically. Now coming to the design perspective of an activity, we know that conceptually every activity is divided into 2 parts: coding part, which is done in Java, and a designing part, which is done in XML. But are you really writing XML code for designing the screen? No, we are simply dragging and drop. For example, if I want a radio button, I am simply dragging and dropping here. But then who is writing XML code for this? This XML code is automatically written by Android Studio for you. If you click text perspective, automatically Android Studio would have written some XML code for this radio button. Let me show that. You can observe here. That's why I told you designing in Android is very easy. You just have to drag and drop in the correct place. XML code will be automatically generated by Android Studio. With this we have understood the basics of screen designing. In the next session, I will be discussing more about how to apply colors for your screen.